It is hockey night in Bloomington, Indiana, coming to you live from the Frank Southern Ice Arena in beautiful Bloomington, Indiana. It's Indiana Hockey on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Good evening, everyone. My name's Andrew Hillsman. Alongside me, Ryan LaPedis. Matthew Mason's our cameraman today. The Hoosiers have a date tonight with the number 18 ranked Louisville Cardinals. Ryan, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm ready for some hockey. I'm ready for a matchup with a very good Louisville Cardinals team, the 18th ranked team in the nation in the Division II. And they're coming into Bloomington looking to get a win against the Hoosiers.
Louisville 13-5 with 5 shootout wins on the year. Indiana 11-8-1. Your starting goaltenders this evening, Luke Brzezinski and Jack Stiles. We're underway as the start of the first period, 20 minutes on the clock for a TSCHL battle. As Marich will have this one in his own zone. He gets pressed by Chambers down low. Zips around the back for Nick Beeman, and Beeman will get bumped off quickly. Physical play early, a nice hit early from Davis Yeagers. Louisville will hustle for it, and getting to it first is Robert Bird, the freshman, who gets tangled up with a Hoosier down low in the right side corner. It goes to the top, and Indiana will try to get something going. Can't find the backhand stick of Jake Rock. He'll rush for it, and a clatter with it into the middle. Nothing doing thus far as Chambers tried to poke for it. Louisville will try to go the other way. Louisville going from left to right, Indiana right to left in their black uniforms. Indiana takes the puck away in the neutral zone, and almost taken to ground is Jake Rock by Noah Malcolm. Malcolm will fling this one up into the stands, and a nice catch made by one of the fans. This is a pretty packed out Frank Southern Ice Arena. Pretty good for a Thursday night here in Bloomington.
Yeah, it looks like pretty much a full house here, even fans on the boards behind the nets. And
it's the fullest I've seen it all year.
It's pretty full.
So with just under a minute elapsed in this first period, nothing the score, as there's a face-off in Indiana's own defensive zone. Rosenberg will take it 2-on-2, moving up the middle. Schmidt will hustle for it behind the cage. He'll get there before Louisville does. Puck pokes away by Brandenburg, still loose behind, and now it goes to the near side. Louisville gets through 2-on-1 and poked up well by McClure. Moving the other way, 2-on-3, Indiana gains the zone.
Yeah, neither team yet getting a sustained offensive pressure yet. Puck kind of going back and forth as they fumble for it in the far end.
A lot of physicality thus far. This one will get flipped out to the Louisville D pair and thrown into the neutral zone. Here's Ray Myers. Myers throws it south to north. He finds McClure, and McClure can't field it cleanly. As Nico Anestis working against Davis Yeagers, flipped into the zone, but couldn't catch a stick blade cleanly as the Hoosiers change lines. No icing here as this one comes to the stick of Carter Grimes. Near side, flipped along the boards, Will Kicker. Kicker throws it ahead for Garrett Bauermeister, who gets clobbered into the boards on the near side. He gets back up, puck loose in the middle. Bauermeister still there, and a returning hit from Adam Urbancic. Flipped ahead, Urbancic is there. He knocks Schrader's down to the ice, and Schrader's gets back up cleanly. Here's Kicker. And thrown in. Louisville will try and attempt a couple quick line changes. Urbancic tried to knock that one down, but it instead went to Will Kicker. Slammed into the boards as Urbancic, and Grimes does a good job to clear this one away to the center. Slavin throws it around, south to north, and nobody's there to retrieve it, except for the awaiting Isaiah Byram, who will throw it to his D-man pair. That's Ryko Marich to the center. Bauermeister flipped it ahead, and Urbancic will rush for it. It gets batted down by Cooper O'Neill. And shot on, a save, first of the night for Jack Stiles, as it was kind of just thrown on. He kicked it away. That one goes into the Louisville bench for a whistle. 17-14 to play in this first period. Nothing. Haven't really had any major opportunities for either of these squads thus far.
Yeah, both teams with what I would call a shot on net, but not great chances so far, but incredibly physical. And both teams fighting for the puck any part of the ice as we get a face-off.
Neutral zone face-off. As this one goes in favor of the Hoosiers, but it's picked away immediately by Dalton Carl. Gloved by Stiles and left for Marich behind his own cage. He flips around, takes a hit from Andrew Murray, who hails from Carmel, Indiana. And thrown ahead now for Burke. Burke tries to leave it for Byram, but it gets poked away. Now a 2-on-1. Trying to move into the zone is Murray. Murray gets dispossessed, goes back out to the deep pair, and here comes a breakaway for who else than Ethan DiLorenzo. 1-on-1 alone, a good save made by Brzezinski. 16:01, another shot on Burke. Fires it, and it's gloved easily. A breakaway attempt for Ethan DiLorenzo ends in nothing, but Indiana getting the first major opportunity of this game.
Yeah, best chance so far. Pretty easy save, but a good chance for Indiana. That goes just wide, and they'll get a face-off in the offensive zone.
Will be taken on the near side. Myers and McClure are the D pair who will take it out top. Face-off lost by Rosenberg, but he'll still have it around the net. Thrown to the front. Schmidt tried to get a clean shot. He couldn't do so. Myers takes a hit up against the near side. And it's thrown off the boards behind Louisville's own cage. Off the glass, and it goes into the zone. Stiles will leave this one for Myers as he gets pinned behind his own net. Left alone in front. Louisville trying to make something happen, but a good defensive play made by Brandenburg. He'll start things ahead. Trying to flip it into the neutral zone and gets dispossessed quickly. Torres there, and he'll throw it all the way down. Hoosiers move near side. And nobody was there except for Brandenburg, who couldn't get to it before Louisville could. Rosenberg trying to fight against Dylan Torres to gain possession. As this one almost slapped into the zone by Cooper O'Neill. 4 minutes played, as a little bit of grabbing there from Matthew Schmidt and a whistle.
Yeah, some really
the neutral zone face-off.
Some really aggressive play. A couple Hoosiers there skating right over the puck, couldn't find it, but both teams putting bodies on bodies to try to get some possession and offensive zone time.
So 15:43 and a neutral zone face-off won by the Hoosiers for the time being, as Jaegers tried to move it ahead. He wouldn't be able to do so, and Kicker's there. That one goes out of play for another stoppage. It's 15:35. Both these teams high-powered offenses. Louisville scoring 4.7 goals a game. Indiana just under that at about 4.6. Hoosiers coming off a successful trip, 2-1 in the Big Ten tournament in Illinois in their last time out, and Louisville having one of the best seasons they've had in recent memory. Jaegers is there, and it's left for Grimes, the freshman defender, who will switch sides and decide to go towards the near side. Looking ahead, he'll move it up to Jaegers and tried to flip towards Andrew Chambers, but nobody was there. Kicker's there. He'll flip it over the red center line, and is poked out by Brzezinski. As we have 5 minutes played to the center, trying to be covered up, and it will be covered up finally by Brzezinski, and some extracurriculars as a helmet goes onto the ice. Looks like it was a helmet of a Hoosier, and that's Davis Jaegers getting into a jawing match with one of the Cardinals out there.
Yeah, lots of Hoosiers flying at the net there, including Jaegers. It was a great chance. The puck was just free right out front, but it was able to be covered. And the Hoosiers will get an offensive zone face-off, but the second really good chance so far for Indiana.
Right. Jaegers will have to take a seat for a minute as his helmet came off, and they'll beckon the players over to the near side to take a face-off with 15:05 to play in this first period. Nothing the score. As it's Marich and Byron the deep pair as Louisville wins this opening draw. Thrown ahead on the boards, half wall pass made to McDonough. McDonough carrying ahead, flipped on. That one went wide of the net, still corralled behind the cage. Noah Malcolm's there, he flips ahead, and Marich will come away with it. Thrown ahead for Bauermeister. Bauermeister's pass meant for Slavin, but instead went to Abrancic. A good kick save, but it's still loose in front of the net. Kept in by the Hoosiers for now. And finally a whistle. That was a massive hit delivered on Urbancic by Ethan McDonough. And these two teams, some chippy hockey thus far with 14.5 minutes to play in this first period. Nothing still, but this is going to be a chippy one this whole night, Ryan.
Yeah, both teams clearly want to play physical, and the other team says go at it, and they've got some big hits already on the boards right in front of us.
So face-off draw in the neutral zone, corralled by Indiana as Marich flips this one into the zone and will let his teammates dump and chase. Bauermeister's there. He almost sends it to the center where Urbancic was waiting as it goes back out to Bauermeister. He tries to throw it on net, but the Hoosiers able to keep it in the zone for the time being as Slavin's there, but then it's flipped ahead. Still on net as Byram tries to throw one on the cage, couldn't do so. It was a wobbly shot. And it's pinned up against the boards as Urbancic on the far side. Scrum for the puck in the far side corner, and it finally comes out in favor of Louisville, and there's Jake Schraders who's got it. Hoosiers trying to keep the pressure on in their own O zone. They won't be able to do so for now, and they'll have to take a little bit of time in their own defensive zone to get their forwards, fresh ones, on the ice. As Burke takes this one off the backhand, some stick handling, tries to get by Carl Drew, and he gets hammered into the boards. But the puck still in the control of Will Jeremy, the top forward line out on the ice right now for the Hoosiers. Gloved and chucked by McClure, and controlled by Ray Myers. Myers throws this one across 2 lines, kept ahead. Here's Burke. Burke looking to center it to the middle. Jeremy was there, but it's finally covered up. And a save by Luke Brzezinski.
Yeah, early here, Indiana with more offensive pressure, better chances, but Brzezinski's been standing tall. Some good saves. Probably he would say they were easy ones, but keeping the Hoosiers off the board so far as they've had the puck in the Louisville zone for a lot of the first almost 7 minutes of this period.
Face-off draw corralled by Indiana will go straight back to the net, or to the glove of Luke Brzezinski. Biggest player that the Hoosiers need to stop tonight, Dalton Carl, is 23 games thus far this year, 34 points. That's third in the TSCHL in points. He's got 34 on the year, the senior from Pennsylvania for Louisville. Wears number 4, so keep an eye out for him. Louisville trying to move this one ahead. No whistle as Cardinal went down to the ice. This goes off the boards alone. Nobody's there, but offsides. And a late hit delivered by McClure and instantly returned by Andrew Murray.
It's very clear that both of these teams don't seem to like each other very much.
No, they definitely don't. There's definitely some animosity between these two teams. Playing to the crowd, maybe this is a massive crowd here. This is definitely the biggest one we've seen. We look over to the left, completely lined, and some discussions as we're going to have our first penalty kill for the Hoosiers of the day. As I assume that'll be Paul McClure, who gets sent into the box. Yeah, it will be. 2-minute minor for what I assume is roughing. So the Hoosiers will have their first chance, or the Cardinals, I should say, should have their first chance on the penalty, or on the power play this evening. Won the draw in their own zone. Flip to the center, save. An excellent stop made by Jack Stiles on a slot shot taken by Andrew Murray.
Yeah, Louisville this year so far, almost 25, just under 25% power play percentage.
Overall, pretty solid. Under 13 minutes to play. Thrown to the D-man, that's Beeman. Beeman tries to go around low. It'll find Andrew Murray. Top power play line on the ice. Here's Carl Drew, thrown back to Murray. And working on it is Byram down low. He gets thrown down to the ice. Still controlled by Louisville. Centering pass, and Stiles unaware of where the puck was, and the Hoosiers trying to clear if they can. Sent to the center. Murray's there. Toe drag. Couldn't get the backhand on the net, and a really nice defensive play by the Hoosiers. Rosenberg throws this one back out to the point. Murray down low in the near side corner. Flips it for Carl, who's third in the THCHL. Great clear by the Hoosiers as they'll get some rest with 1:15 left on this power play. Controlled by Beeman. With 8 minutes passed in this first period, nothing the score, but no lack of entertainment thus far. Here's McDonough. Louisville taking their time on the 5-on-4. They'll move ahead into the net offensive zone. Thrown off for Jonathan Patch. Patch to the middle. Patch slot shot. Blocked in front by a Hoosier. Malcolm's there. Leaves it for Josh Nardi. Nardi to the center around the cage. Puck still loose behind the Hoosiers net. 42 seconds to play, and a good clear again by the Hoosiers D-line.
Yeah, the Hoosiers penalty kill just over 75% on the year, so 25% Louisville power play.
They'll have one more shot on it with half a minute to go on the power play. Taking it over the center of the ice is the Canadian Nardi. Nardi shoots, puck loose in front, and it, luckily for the Hoosiers, goes to the stick of Carter Grimes, and they'll clear with 19 seconds to play on this power play in the first period. Penalty kill working thus far for Indiana. This will be the last opportunity with 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. Flipped for Helinski. Helinski trying to loop it around the back of the net, and a good job by Chambers to clear that away. That's a successful penalty kill as the Hoosiers back to full strength with 9 minutes played in this first period, just over 9 minutes played. As this one falls to Ryko Marich and Isaiah Byram, thrown ahead on the boards. Jeremy tried to center it to the rushing up DiLorenzo, but he wasn't there. Played off the boards. Burke got a stick on it, and it's loose in front. DiLorenzo gets a stick involved, and Burke comes away. Here's Byram. Thrown around and collided off the wall, and a late hit delivered on Marich, but they'll say it's fine. And here's DiLorenzo and Will Jeremy. Jeremy up the near side. Shot that went wide right. It might have gotten deflected in front. Here's Burke. He can't keep the puck in the zone as McClure goes tape to tape with Myers. At the halfway point in this first period, nothing. Jeremy's going to take this one over the center of the ice, cuts to the top side of the ice, fires a shot on, kick save made by Brzezinski. As Louisville will go the other way. Nice hit into the boards by Ethan DiLorenzo, as the captain can't turn back around fast enough, as it's McClure who will take it for the Hoosiers. Goes tape to tape with Myers, thrown ahead. Now here comes what was going to be a 2-on-3 for Indiana, as Jeremy's just going to have to dump and chase one. A good reverse hit given by the senior is nice puck poked away by Paul McClure with 9.5 to play in this first period. Around the front of the net, centering pass, the puck's loose for Yeagers, he couldn't find it. Out to the center, shot, and a glove save made by Luke Brzezinski. Shot taken by Carter Grimes.
If we go back to that Indiana penalty kill, that was a very impressive penalty kill. Other than the first 5 seconds, there was another face-off. They did most of that 2 minutes without any stoppages, and they killed off that penalty and keeps it at 0-0.
Yeah, they did what they needed to, and good rotations and good switches on the power play. And here's Grimes, who just fired that most recent shot. Second lines on the ice for the Hoosiers at the moment. As Louisville's going to try and take this one the other way. Good back skating by the kick man. That's Will Kicker. Thrown ahead for Chambers, but it's a rolling puck that goes around the Louisville cage. A nice hit by Andrew Chambers, and that'll be a whistle. They're going to call that for boarding or something of the sort. They're going to send Chambers to the box. That looked like a clean hit. They'll call it. Looks like a cross check. As now the second power play opportunity upcoming for the Louisville Cardinals. Yeah. Say what you want about that one, but that was a big hit delivered by Andrew Chambers.
Nice hit, and if you're on the Indiana bench, you don't like the call. Obviously, the Cardinals will take it, but big hitting game so far, and you're not surprised that those kinds of hits are going to happen today.
Well, it's a rivalry that's really not too far away. Louisville probably about 2 hours away from here, if my math is correct, which, again, it usually isn't. 9 minutes to play in this first period as Chambers is in the box for the first time today. Only 2 penalty minutes on the year, so he's kept it pretty clean. Here's the guy with a lot of speed. Dalton Carl moves ahead, offsides. Called on Louisville, and they have to re-corral themselves after a neutral zone draw.
Yeah, uncharacteristic penalty, but it is a great rivalry that we're seeing here, and regional, and some of these players might know each other from back in the day.
Carl and Brandenburg contest the draw as it goes Carl's way. Always good on face-offs. Louisville narrowly avoids offsides on the 5-on-4 again. Thrown for Carl. Quick piece of stick handling, and now knocked away by Isaiah Byram, who wanted a trip call, but that's instead going to go into the glove of Jack Stiles, which gets some applause from the Hoosier fans in attendance. Minute and 24 left to go on this power play as Chambers is in the box for the next 84 seconds. Louisville again 0 for 1 on the power play today. They had one just a couple of minutes ago, as this score remains 0-0. Closely contested game, not skewing in the favor of either team thus far. Louisville's probably had more chances, but Indiana's had better ones, as the face-off draw gets won and now fought for by Murray and Kicker. Thrown to the center. Far side now is Beeman. Beeman drew, shot, goes wide left. Beeman for Carl. Thrown near side. Carl drew from the right circle. It's still loose in front. Hoosiers need to clear. Massive hit in the center. And the armbands stay down. Bauermeister gets up without a problem. The physicality in this game not taking any breaks, as Bauermeister just got completely blindsided, as now McClure's down to the ice, and the Hoosiers finally clears. They'll be able to get fresh legs. My goodness, that was a massive, just Bauermeister got his clock cleaned across the middle.
Unbelievable hit right in the middle of the ice.
But clean. 40 seconds left to go on this power play, 7:40 to go. Up the middle, here comes Jonathan Patch. He'll flip it out to the center. High slot shot, loose in front, stick save made by Stiles. Back out to the center, it goes to Cooper O'Neill. And another good clear, as Nardi couldn't get a stick on it.
This penalty kill for Indiana has been looking pretty good on these two so far. That's how Louisville's got most of their offense so far in this game.
15 seconds to go as a good hit delivered in the middle. Helinski, toe drag, shot that got deflected in front, taken by Jonathan Patch. Louisville with 4 seconds to go on the power play. Puck still loose in the backside as Chambers exits the penalty box, 5-on-5. Chambers almost picks it away. I was trying to throw it ahead, Jeremy, but Rosenberg wasn't looking in the right spot. To leave the ice, another good returning hit. Here's Burke. Burke shoots, glove save made by Brzezinski.
Another successful penalty kill for the Hoosiers. As I was saying, Louisville's got most of their best chances, obviously, on those power plays, but before that, they weren't getting almost any. And so the momentum had a little bit of a swing there, but the Hoosiers able to keep the board clean, and it's still 0-0.
6:48 to play, 0-0 the score. Face-off lost by Jeremy, but it's still thrown across the entire ice. And icing is as I always like to say, the goalie's got a question. He raises his hand, the referee answers it, and we'll go back down to the other side. And Louisville with no ability to get fresh legs on the ice, as is the rule in an icing call. It'll be a face-off in the far side circle, contested by Jeremy and looks like Jake Schrader's. Jeremy wins it, thrown out to kicker. The kick man throws it to the near side. Burke is there. Took the most recent shot for the Hoosiers. Tie up for the puck down low, and Louisville will take it the other way. Thrown off the boards. Moved ahead to Schrader's. Schrader's comes away. Slap pass to the middle. Nobody's there. As Beeman tries to keep this one in the zone, he'll be able to do so. Goes south to north to the Hoosiers. Kicker flipped ahead. Trying to chase off icing as DiLorenzo. He'll barely miss it. I don't know about that. That was real close. The referee wasn't in the best vantage point to call it, but they say that DiLorenzo wasn't fast enough. He had a full head of steam going down the entire length of the ice and was just barely too slow.
He was very close to getting that icing waved off, but we'll see if Indiana can get that offensive momentum back after having to kill off those two penalties almost in succession.
Well, Jeremy can't win the draw this time. A shot that got thrown from the far side dot is easily gloved and covered by Stiles. 6:07 to play in the first period, 0-0 the score, and Indiana 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. They've done a good job, but they've had too much time on it for their liking. Jeremy to take the draw again, thrown to the center. Shot couldn't be taken cleanly by Proctor. Proctor's still there. He gets a stick tied up, and DiLorenzo and Jeremy will work for it. Proctor takes a massive hit up against the boards, and now it's controlled by Isaiah Byram moving the other way. Head pass to DiLorenzo, one-on-one. Can't find the toe drag to the center in the slot, but still kept in for the time being. Hoosiers have to flip back the other way. One-on-one. Here's Zima. Zima gets knocked off the puck, and Byram's right there. He fakes to the north, goes to the south, and now will slide up top. Skip pass ahead that couldn't find the stick of a friendly teammate, and Carl's there, and a whistle for offsides. Lots of those thus far.
Yeah, lots of offsides. Not a lot of time in the defensive zone with sustained pressure, but good chances are coming, just not all at once. And we have just over 5 minutes remaining in this first period. It's still 0-0.
Neutral zone draw to be taken between the senior Dalton Carl and Andrew Chambers, another forward senior for the Hoosiers. 5:22 to play in this first period. 0-0 our score as Chambers gets a big reverse hit given on him. Hustling up the center is Robert Bird. He gets the puck dispossessed. Yeager's moving the other way. 2-on-2. He'll get caught up too quickly. And as Yeagers fires a shot, that's saved by Brzezinski and went straight into his chest. Not really too much of a challenge there for the junior from Shorewood, Illinois.
Both goalies looking good so far. No outstanding saves, but obviously they've been looking very good and still have clean sheets for both of them.
Chambers and Carl to take the draw, tie up at the center. And it's thrown ahead for Louisville as that one goes straight out of play and into Louisville's bench.
Second half of this period has been a little bit more stop and go with the stoppages. And Indiana will get the face-off in their offensive zone.
They'll win it. It's pretty much an even draw, but the Hoosiers come away with it. And rushing forward is Yeagers in the near side corner. Thrown ahead. Nobody's there. Is Urbanczyk trying to get a shot on? Yeagers fires one that was blockered away and kept in for Chambers. And Murray's there as well as Cohen. And Louisville's trying to get something started. They'll throw it into the zone. Murray's right there. He tried to catch Jake Rock sleeping. Rock said he's not there just yet. Head pass for Bird. He spins around a couple of times, and Jake Rock comes away with it. Glove down, and that narrowly could have been interference, but they'll say it was a play on the puck as Slavin was rushing for it. Hoosiers trying to get back on defense. They'll do so as this one is taken around the net by Kicker. Kicker and Myers was there, or rather Slavin was there as well. Thrown to the center. Nobody's there for the Hoosiers. Under 4 minutes to play. Nothing the score. Taken ahead by Patrick McDonough, near side. Grimes has to be careful about his stick. Thrown on and outside the cage. Flip pass to the bottom of the net. Carl Drew, top of the point shot. Won't find anything with it. Patches there. And the puck leaves the zone. Trying to move things ahead, and Patch tried to play it cleanly. Couldn't do it. And Bauermeister will throw it back to Carter Grimes. 3.5 to play again in this first period. Bauermeister will rush for this one and try to bat it down. Can't do so. Slavin loses possession that one. 1-on-3 for Schrader. Schrader flips around, head pass, and it tried to be directed on net by Nico Anestis. He couldn't do it. Out to the center. Schrader's still there, and now Slavin will try to do his best to get it to Bauermeister. He'll do so. Back pass to Slavin, and it's intercepted almost immediately by Anestis, and Anestis slams his opponent. That's Bauermeister. It's second big hit he's taken in this game. Indiana's bench wants a penalty. They won't get one as Bauermeister back up on his feet. Brandenburg gets his stick lifted and basically tackled by a Louisville Cardinal. And it's gloved at the blue line by Marich, but picked off immediately by Schraders, who will clear it and get a forward change as he'll get off the ice. Byram to Jeremy is the top, rather that's Brandenburg. Almost a slot shot from the top, and nobody's there. Here's Jack Bowers. Bowers to the center. It's deflected immediately by Marich. Plays it off the yellow taped boards. Rosenberg looked ahead before he had the puck. Brandenburg accidentally leaves it for O'Neal, and Brandenburg a good hit on O'Neal. Another physical play into the boards. O'Neal's still there to the center, and it's covered up as Jake Zima was there and looking for his third goal of the season, but Stiles said, I'm going to cover that one up real quick with exactly 2 minutes to go in this first period.
Yeah, 2 minutes left, and some really physical play out there, especially in those last 2 minutes where we did not have those stoppages, and finally Louisville will have a face-off in the offensive zone. See if either team can break this deadlock with 2 minutes left in the period.
Top line center is Dalton Carl. Take the draw against Andrew Chambers. Won by Louisville right now, trying to get a wraparound goal. Good defense played by the Hoosiers. Chambers slips around, and it's taken by Yeagers. Yeagers gets by his man, that's Bird. Yeagers to the center. Now far side. Tried to throw a centering pass to Jake Rock, but he wasn't where it needed to be as it goes up off the glass and moved ahead for Indiana. Myers has to wait for his teammates to clear the zone. He'll flip it ahead as Indiana resets their offensive zone with 90 seconds to play in the first period. Puck got deflected in the center, and Louisville flips ahead. Down low, here's Jake Rock trying to find it to the center. He shoots, it goes high and into the netting. A good save by Luke Brzezinski.
Good play there to turn the puck over. Still in the offensive zone, gets a good chance, but that one is saved and up over into the netting with 1:22 remaining in this first period.
No shortage of action here from the Frank Southern Ice Arena, but you wouldn't think it if you've just looked at the scorebook. Top line out for the Hoosiers at the moment, top D line and top forward line as Jeremy takes the draw. He loses it. He's kind of struggled on draws thus far today, but he'll get his mojo back. McClure does a good job to pop this one up into the air as the puck finally clears the zone. 1:05 to go in the period. Both teams looking for a late tiebreaker here in this first frame. As down to the ground is Burke, and DiLorenzo's still there as well. Burke gets back up. Puck thrown around the edge of the boards, and McClure will toss it ahead. but it got rejected almost immediately. In the middle, Louisville trying to get something to go through. They won't do it. A lone pass ahead, and Jeremy got the puck dispossessed by Cooper O'Neill. 35 seconds to play in this first period. 0-0 our score. As Jeremy's still there, they put on a little bit of a forecheck as that one goes straight out to the skate of Carter Grimes as he'll flip it into the zone, let his teammates chase, but instead it's still loose in front, and finally going to the ground and covering it up is Luke Brzezinski.
A little bit of an awkward play out there in front of the net. Wasn't sure if Brzezinski was going to cover it or not, as we still have a little bit of
some jawing
discussion
for sure.
in front of the net.
You could call it that.
Down to just 22 seconds remaining in this first period, but Indiana still does have an offensive zone face-off here, so maybe one last chance.
Well, especially if you can win the draw and get it out to your D pair, pass it around the tape for a little bit and work it around, almost as you're operating on just like a little kind of a set play sort of thing, and see what you can do in the last 22 seconds.
Still sorting out what happened there in the last play. And
yeah, I think it may have been an issue of the goalpost. The goal frame came loose, so they'll reset that. So face off on the far side to be taken by Will Jeremy along with Dalton Carl for Louisville. Jeremy wins it, tries to move it ahead, but he gets knocked away. And with 20 seconds to go, loose Louisville player that gets thrown to the ice and flipped ahead by kicker. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Likely no opportunity for any team at the moment. Puck gets flipped. 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of our first period here from Bloomington, Indiana. 0-0 the score. Ryan, these two teams playing really, really good hockey thus far, but nothing's been able to find the back of the cage. Both these goaltenders playing real well.
Yeah, both goaltenders standing tall, but if you just looked at the score, you'd be mistaken about the quality of this game. This has been exciting hockey, hard hitting, and both teams fighting for the puck on every single possession, and we will see if either team can break the tiebreak in the second period.
All right, we'll be back in about 15 or 20 minutes for the start of the second period. 0-0 your score here from Bloomington. You're watching Indiana Hockey on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We'll be right back. After a scoreless first period in Bloomington, we have arrived to the second period of play here from Frank Southern Ice Arena. Andrew Hillsman, Ryan LaPedis, Matthew Mason, our wonderful cameraman today, is a scoreless game through 20 minutes. And we've got some new nets, brand new cages with some pristine red paint. It's beautiful white netting. I think there was a problem with one of them in the first period, and then they're like, all right, we'll switch both. And we're back, ready to play some more hockey. Indiana moving left to right on your screen in their black and red uniforms. Louisville moving right to left in their red and black uniforms. A color-on-color matchup today as we're underway in the second period. As both teams will switch sides. As it's taken to the middle by Beeman. Beeman will throw this to the far side, and Indiana will corral. Both teams starting off a little bit slowly as that one goes straight into the face of Andrew Murray. Murray alone in front. Cross-ice pass. He couldn't put it on net. Could Robert Bird, still alone in front. Bird's back there. He'll regroup and reset his offense as Drew's there. Goes around the back of the net, and no one's there to get it for the Hoosiers. Byram. Now Yeagers. There's a good block shot by a Hoosier at the left point. And now Yeagers tries to throw this one ahead, but it goes back into the Hoosiers' defensive zone. Corralled by Byram, and it's thrown to Jake Rock, who can't field it cleanly off the boards. Massive hit delivered by Davis Yeagers, but a shot on and a glove save. Shot taken by Andrew Murray, and the save made by Jack Stiles.
Yeah, there was that good shot block in front from Andrew Chambers. And that might have been the best chance of the game, though, that Louisville had.
Yeah, it was a cross-crease pass that wide open net. Stiles couldn't do anything and just couldn't get a good shot on.
Yeah, but maybe the best chance of the game so far in Louisville will have the offensive zone face-off.
Jeremy loses this one. Minute played in this second period as McClure's low with a Cardinal. Thrown behind the cage and back out to the point. Here's Jonathan Patch, who hails from North Reading, Massachusetts. Interestingly enough, you noted earlier when we were off there that not a single player on this Louisville team actually hails from the state of Kentucky. But Louisville, a highly renowned school, a quality school, an ACC school in everything but club sport hockey. But, you know, these two teams don't have really a lot of things separating them, as we see. Can't exactly see who this is. I think that's Ethan McDonough, who took a whack, and he'll head to the bench for a little bit. He's doesn't look to be hurt in any major form. Yeah, that is the sophomore from Massachusetts, Ethan McDonough. So it's a neutral zone face-off to be taken by the Hoosiers top line, and Jeremy can't come away with it again. Here's Helinski. Helinski thrown ahead, and it goes off the back glass for the Hoosiers alone in front. Stiles posts up on the goalpost. DiLorenzo thrown ahead and just sliding straight to the ground on his face is Ryan Burke. And McClure misplays this one. Schrader's to the center. Schrader's tries to deke ahead. Pass to the center, covered up, and frozen for a whistle by Jack Stiles.
So far, Louisville has been buzzing early with a couple, that very good chance early, and a few, I would say, threats on net in this first 2 minutes of the period.
They've been the more effective team offensively thus far, as Brzezinski hasn't really been challenged too much for Louisville. As 2 minutes played in this second period, nothing the score, as Slavin tosses this one ahead. Back pass from Bauermeister, can't find Urbancic. Grimes tosses it to Bauermeister, has some nice edge work, but he has to leave the zone because Urbancic was there to create an offsides. A nice fake pass from Helinski, who carries it into the zone himself. Left, and a kick save made by Stiles. It was left for Nico Anestis, whacking in front of it, and it goes to the bottom. It hits the ref, and finally trying to be cleared away. The Hoosiers will clear it away. It comes to the kick man, Will Kickers. Bauermeister with Kickers to his left. Bauermeister cuts to the middle, tries to throw one on net. And it's thrown away for now by Louisville, as here's Carter Grimes out to the center. Bauermeister's there. Kicker's still there. Alone in front. Puck still loose. Bauermeister shoots, blocked in front. And Louisville will have to flip it out of the zone. They mercifully do. But some chaos for the Hoosiers in the start of this second period, as Louisville will dump and chase. Stiles behind his own net to play the puck. And kicker gets there first as a big hit up against the boards. Redelivered again, alone in front. Here's O'Neal. He shoots, kick, save Rebound in front. And it goes back out to Luke Slavin, who plays it off the glass. Looking for Jake Zima. Out to the top. Point-to-point pass. Here's Drew. Drew shoots. And finally, I think it might have been tipped in front, but finally gloved and frozen by Jack Stiles, who's a sophomore, hails from Northborough, Massachusetts. He's played 15 games on the year, about an 85 or 86% save percentage on the year. All in all, pretty good. Hasn't had the record that he's wanted. He's 6-7-1, but he's the starting goalkeeper for a reason for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, he's standing tall so far with this flurry of chances from Louisville in the first 4 minutes of the second period.
A flurry is a perfect way to describe it. 16:42 to play in the second period as the Hoosiers win the draw. Moving ahead is Ryko Maric. Tries to throw it ahead to Rosenberg. He'll do so. Rosenberg gets past his man, but nobody's there to pick it up. As an unintentional hit check, 3-on-2. Louisville can't corral, and they'll play it off the boards. Rosenberg takes it to his own defensive zone. He's right there, and now moving the other way is Matthew Schmidt. Schmidt takes back left. Shots, kick. Kick save made by Brzezinski, and it's still alone in front. As going to the ground is Rosenberg. Hustling for it is Matthew Schmidt, who hasn't really seen a ton of ice time today. Moving now ahead, Jake Zima. Zima to the center. He gets poked away by Isaiah Byram. It gets knocked off, but it's left for Rosenberg. Rosenberg and Schmidt. Rosenberg gets dispossessed. Byram at the top. Throws it down low. Around the crease, it goes south to north. Rosenberg is there and will let his teammates recollect themselves. Tip at the front, and it's gloved by Brzezinski is Matthew Schmidt. And it looks like Whit Proctor are getting into it in front of the cage. Rather, no, that's Josh Nardi, the freshman who hails from Montreal, Quebec. No penalties on that one. They'll let him chill out for now, but Kicker and Nardi are jawing for a long time.
Very chippy overall, as we were talking about.
Not a shock. These two teams, they don't like each other. Shot off the draw taken by Jake Rock. Wouldn't come of anything as Kicker throws it low for Chambers. Chambers gets pinned up against the boards by Nick Beeman. And it's thrown out to the top, and Jaegers struggles to keep it in play. Can't do so. It goes back out into the defensive zone for the Hoosiers. Is about a quarter of the way through the second period. Fast-paced brand of hockey thus far. Rock tries to throw one on. It's deflected in front. Finally moved out of the zone. One-on-one, good hit by McClure. He goes to the ice in the process, but nice stick move from Davis Jaegers. Jaegers shoots, gloved, and ice. Or rather, frozen by Brzezinski.
Man, both teams playing even faster, if you can even say that, as the first period was quick.
I'd say you can. I'd say you can. This is some quick-paced, entertaining hockey, and if you're looking for sports to watch on a Thursday afternoon or on a Thursday evening, I think this is probably more suited than the Rams-Niners game that is currently airing on Prime right now. I would say this is more entertaining. As here's Andrew Murray off the draw around his own cage. As flipped ahead for Chambers. Chambers almost loses possession of it. Goes down low. Flipped ahead. Cross-ice pass Jaegers. It goes above the crossbar. Still loose in front. Murray tries to clear, and he will do so as it's thrown off the boards. Takes a weird bounce off the yellow part of the boards and thrown in as the Hoosiers dump in chase. Chambers against Drew in the near side. Slipped ahead, trying to be batted down by McClure, and getting towards it first is Dalton Carl, but McClure comes away better for wear. Throws ahead along the side of the boards as Rock just waiting in the wings as Burke comes up as well. Top line on the ice for the Hoosiers when it comes to the forwards is Burke down low. Byram clocked on the far side on the half wall, and now Hoosiers again struggling to keep it in play, at least in their own offensive zone. Burke there, but he flipped it ahead to a Cardinal, and that's Beeman. And Murray goes low as a couple of line changes on the defensive side of things for the for the Cardinals. As near side now, Grimes gets dispossessed, cross ice, puck still loose behind. Trying to get a flip pass in, it goes out to the left side point. Helinski shoots, stick save by Stiles. Couple of Cardinals go to the ice. They'll not say anything of it as here's Helinski. Kind of receives a screen from his teammate and throws it in quickly. And finally leaves the offensive zone, goes in and out quickly. Almost into the boards hit as Jeremy called off sides as DiLorenzo didn't realize exactly where he was.
Couple of awkward plays at the blue line from both sides. Indiana could have had a chance there, but little unorganized, and it'll be offside for a face-off just outside the Louisville zone.
Well, freshman Adam Urbanczyk is there to take it, and he'll win the draw for Indiana. 13:30 to play in this second period as this one's thrown ahead to Slavin. Slavin tries the backhand pass across the boards. That comes to Urbanczyk, and he checks his man against the boards. That's Bowers. Down low, Slavin. Slavin flips back around and played off the glass by Nico Anestis. Still loose behind. Slavin there. Slavin to the middle, kicked by Urbanczyk, still loose, and now moving up the center, the Hoosiers will leave it in the zone as Rajko Maric will try to throw it low as Bauermeister spins around, does a little bit of a pirouette, and now a 3-on-2, 4-on-2, I should say, for the Cardinals. Hilinski shoots, it goes all the way around. Hilinski actually passed it off to Anestis. Still controlled low and finally removed from the dangerous area by the Hoosiers. Slavin presses. At the red line is Schraders. Now Bauermeister. And he'll slow things down. Not a lot of breaks in this first period as Maric tried to thread one through a couple of red and black jerseys. Now moving ahead, Slavin from the medium slot. He shoots, it's blocked in front, puck still loose, and Louisville comes away with it. Moving the other way, Nico Anestis has to throw it in. He goes a couple feet wide of the right side post, but it comes to his teammate at Torres, who just came off the bench. Flicked ahead, bouncing puck, batted down, and corralled by Nardi. Tape-to-tape pass between the two D-men. Nardi barely comes away with it. Torres takes a massive hit against the boards by Brady Ford. And Ford playing physical early in this one, his first minutes, or his first ice time. A blindside hit and a whistle. This is a delayed penalty as Louisville finally touches the puck. And some big scrums over on the far side. That was a pretty dangerous blindside hit that Ford took, and that'll be about as clear of a penalty as you're ever going to see. Ford was defenseless on his knees on the ice, and he got basically just blown up at the neutral zone center line, and we'll see who they call this one on.
He got blown up, and he may have took an elbow to the face, too. I mean, it was blindside, and it was high.
Well,
and,
they'll call the penalty on the senior forward from Barnstable, Massachusetts, Cooper O'Neill, who leads the team in penalty minutes with 38 this season in only 21 games. Honestly, an impressive mark that he's in the sin bin that much, but we'll get our first look of the day at the Hoosiers power play. And the Hoosiers 28% on the power play, so all things considered pretty solid as the top line is look for DiLorenzo in this right defenseman spot. And Jeremy loses the draw again, and the Cardinals will clear immediately.
Yeah, Louisville's penalty kill, 82%, so very solid penalty kill, against a solid power play unit for the Hoosiers.
Here's Jeremy, tries to throw it ahead, still Burke. Burke loops around, and he gets clobbered up against the wood and the glass. Rock and blockered by Stiles. 90 seconds on this power play for the Hoosiers. Bouncing puck that rolls to the tape of Jake Rock. Good stick handling. He loops around to wait for his teammates to get up in the zone. Myers throws this one low. Down for DiLorenzo. He advances it along to Jeremy, who didn't really know where the puck was. Tried to keep it in the zone. He will do so. Rock to the center. Here's Burke. He shoots off the glass. It went over the crossbar. Good save by Brzezinski. And a whistle. I don't know what it is, but some sort of stoppage of play, and it'll be another offensive zone faceoff for the Hoosiers with 66 seconds left on this man advantage.
It looks like we're going to get a face-off on the far side in the Indiana zone.
Jeremy takes it. He loses it again, and Rock there to pick it up and pin his man against the boards. Here's Burke. Burke to DiLorenzo on the right side point. Flipped for Myers. Myers, cross-ice past Jeremy. Back out DiLorenzo at the middle point. Fakes a slap shot, goes to Jeremy. Jeremy looks him off. Shot in the center, still loose. As Burke trying to come away with it, Rock's still there. Jeremy mans the point. Jeremy flips one on, alone in front. Rock goes to the ground, puck still loose on the far side. Alone in front, trying to fire a shot as DiLorenzo. With 30 seconds left on the power play, big hit up against the boards. Myers leaves it for Jeremy. Jeremy cuts inside, he shoots, glove save. Luke Brzezinski strong in the face of pressure on this power play for the Hoosiers. They've got a lot of shots, but nothing has found the net. Still nothing And 24 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Brzezinski with a couple or a few great saves there to keep the Hoosiers off the board with 24 seconds remaining on the man advantage.
10:19 to play in the second period. We're almost halfway through this game as it's 10:50 p.m. here in the Eastern time zone. Flipped out as Grimes trying to get something started. Murray makes this one leave the zone. And moving up the center is Dalton Carl. He shoots, it goes wide right. Carl loses his stick. Louisville wants a slash. They won't find one. Here's Chambers. Cross ice pass. Jaegers can't find the back of the net. A good stop. Back to even strength. Thrown ahead, and it almost goes into the penalty box, but the door gets closed. Dalton Carl tries to re-corral. It instead goes to Robert Berg. Nice hit delivered by Carter Grimes. Again, these two teams, physical brand of hockey. We've seen it all evening, I should say. 9:35 to play in this second period, and still no goals. The first one will be a big one. Murray delivers a blindside hit on Chambers. And another loud hit. Referee does a good job to get out of the way. Grimes goes cross ice and rifles one straight to Chambers, who knocks his man off to the ground. Here's Grimes again. Over the center line. As Louisville clears. A race for the puck, and Schrader's can't beat Chambers to the puck. It's icing on the Cardinals, and the Louisville bench very displeased about it.
And I might be able to see where they're coming from on that one. The ref, again, not in the greatest position to see who was out in front, and that one could have gone either way. And
we've seen a couple of those. We've already seen one of those tonight.
Same end, too. It was for the Hoosiers in the first period.
So I think they're going to correct this. They're not going to call it icing. This is going to be a center dot face-off. They'll change their minds, which is, something you don't often see without the assistance of video replay.
Good on them for getting together and discussing it.
I think that's the correct call, though. You had a better view of it than I did. But nevertheless, a center zone face-off. Corralled by Louisville for now. Here's Schrader's. Rosenberg gets through. Gets taken to the ice and pinned to the ground as he gets back up off of one knee. Scrum for the puck. Rosenberg's still there. And thrown ahead for Schrader's. Cross-ice pass from Maritz to Byram, and he throws it all the way around the backside of the cage. 8.5 to play in this second period. Shot on that got blocked. Still in the middle. Byram's there. It's kept in the zone. And cross-ice pass. Byram, he shoots. Good kick save by Brzezinski. Still alive. Is Brandenburg trying to make something happen with this? A blind pass made to Schmidt. Centering pass that instead goes to Byram. Brandenburg. Louisville trying to poke it away. They can't do so. Shot goes wide from Byram. Schmidt. Down low in the corner. Still a scrum for it. And it flies away. And Stiles knocks this one away. Quick line change, an entire personnel change. A new platoon comes out for Louisville, and the Indiana defenders change as we get a whistle. Looks like icing on the Hoosiers.
That was a frantic call for a line change as Indiana had a lot of time in the zone, on the offensive zone there, and so Louisville desperately needed a change, and they get it, and then they get an offensive zone faceoff after Indiana can't make a change on that icing.
It'll be taken, it looks, by Josh Nardi, who wins it. And here's Slavin trying to loop this one ahead. He'll be able to do so. Rosenberg and another whistle. Wow, that's called offsides.
I think we can
maybe
make
it's
that
another icing. I don't know.
I believe that one was an icing, and they're discussing it again because that's another one that I think
Indiana
they got
bench
wrong.
Extremely displeased about that one. That's the biggest reaction we've seen all night. But again, a referee trailing the play, making an icing call that one team is bound to not agree with. And they're going to change it again.
Yeah, so that's...
I mean, at that point, you really just got to just let them race for it. And unless it's more definitive, just don't call icing.
Yeah, that one was close. I don't even think that was...
But
I think that the Indiana player had the advantage in that one, and that was just a bad angle to make that call.
It's a tough call nonetheless at the speed that this game goes and these players go. But again, with 7.5 to play, nothing to score. It's Indiana can't win this draw. Myers tries to get it to Bauermeister, and he gets clobbered. A nice hit delivered. And Bauermeister loses a stick. That one went in. It did go in. The Hoosiers score. Luke Slavin does a celebration in the middle of his own offensive zone. It's 1-0 Hoosiers. It didn't touch the back of the net, but it doesn't matter. It crossed the goal line. Hoosiers lead by 1.
What a frantic play out front, but that's exactly the kind of goal you expect in a game like this. It's not clean, but it's in the net, and the Hoosiers take the 1-0 lead with 7:12 left in the second period.
I think they'll put it up on the scoreboard. I really don't know if they've decided what. It looked like a goal to me. One of the head referees was emphatically pointing it as a goal. We'll see the decision here.
Now, they have not put it on the scoreboard in the stadium.
Let's see. Did they wave it off? Wow.
It looks like.
I don't know for sure. They might have. It's still 0-0 on the scoreboard. Maybe we're a little preemptive in icing. I don't know. I mean, the red light's still flashing, if that's worth anything.
It's still happening.
It is still going. They're trying to convince everybody that it was a goal, but it's.
Looks like it was no goal.
Wow. Okay. Guess it wasn't definitive enough. I mean, I don't know for sure. Yeah, they'll finally. Yeah, they will take the goal off. Wow. All right, I'm a little surprised by that, but the referees have the final decision. We'll leave it at 0-0 with 7 minutes to play in the second period. Interesting sequence of events right there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because, I mean, that was one of the more emphatic, yes, that's a goal calls that I've ever seen from an official, but the score remains 0-0.
Especially when you don't have the benefit of video review, overturning a call like that when you were very emphatic that it was in. We don't know why they changed their mind. Maybe they saw some sort of interference.
Could have been that.
But we can only speculate.
Right. We'll have to go back and look at it later from the viewpoint that we have, which is really no different than anybody else. And another icing. If you want to talk about it more, we have time to. I mean, we've had about 3 icings in a row. Okay, they finally put it up on the board. It's a goal for the Hoosiers. Okay.
Indiana has the 1-0 lead.
I thought it was. That's so hard to wave off without a video replay. So, all right. So, based on the scoreboard that we have here, and after quite a bit of confusion, it is, in fact, 1-0 Hoosiers. I think it was scored by Luke Slavin, making that his 8th goal of the year in this 21st game of the season for the Hoosiers. So we're back underway, back into normalcy, thrown ahead now. Louisville trying to tie it up. O'Neal's there as he missed an opportunity. He knocks kicker to the ground. Shot that goes way wide left, and DiLorenzo will wave it ahead. He can't slap it. And it goes high up into the ceiling, falls back to the earth, and we'll have another whistle. So yeah, 1-0 after all that confusion, but hey, I think our confusion was warranted because we saw one thing on the ice, we didn't see it reflected on the scoreboard, and now we finally do.
Yeah, that was a very confusing sequence, but to recap, it's 1-0 Indiana.
Yep. And hopefully our video stream reflects that as the in-game, or as the in-arena scoreboard does, as a shot off the face-off from center ice hits Stiles' right pad. 2-on-2, here's Jake Rock. Rock moves ahead, couple stick handles, shoots. But it was blocked before it could get to him. Puck loose in the far side corner. And thrown out by Louisville. And a whistle as I think it went out of play again. I wonder if it was to any benefit of these brand new cages that they've put in at the start of this period. They look fantastic. They really do.
They look nice
Pristine,
and new.
some would say.
They really stand out.
They do. Amongst the well-worn boards behind them that are scattered with puck marks.
Well, one of the new nets has been christened with a goal.
Yes. Well, I mean, I would really argue that it kind of has, but it really never touched the netting. So
you have a good point there.
Has it been? By technicality, sure.
The goal has been scored.
The goal line isn't new, but yes, you're right. The Hoosiers lead 1-0 in a big defense, or a big defensive game thus far. Both of these goaltenders playing unbelievably. And really, even though Brzezinski let that one in, that wasn't really too much of his fault. Just too much of a defensive breakdown just in front of the cage. So it's 1-0 Hoosiers. And now here comes Chambers. He loops back around, and it's thrown for Rock. Rock, far side circle, pass to the center. Chambers trying to put one on net. Still loose in front. Louisville kicks it away. McClure throws one on net that hits a errant stick that's laying down. As it's now thrown ahead, under 5.5 to play in this second period, 1-0, the Hoosiers lead. McClure loops back. Yeagers thrown to the center. Wow, big hit off the ice, or rather off the puck. Rock shoots off the face mask and into the netting in a collision between Cardinals and Hoosiers, and it's getting chippy again in front of the net. Watch the armbands. Whistle means stop, fellas. They don't like listening, apparently, and McClure and Nardi are still tangled up in front of the cage, and they'll finally begrudgingly release themselves.
That was a bit of a mess out front. There was a Cardinal who hit 2 Hoosiers into his own goaltender, and
no penalties.
No penalties called, and letting him push and shove.
I was about to say the most surprising part of that is that the net stayed intact, but I really don't think, I think it got dislodged. But they put it back, and all's well that ends well. 1-0 is the score, as Brady Ford the one to take this draw. Rather, that's Ben Rosenberg. Shot from Marich that got blocked in the low slot. Marich again, far side, half wall. Loops around the back of the cage. Wants to throw it out to the top. He'll do so to Rosenberg. Tape-to-tape pass. Isaiah Byram. Flung down low off the referee's skate. And Brandenburg hustling for it with an Estes. Louisville is going to come away with this one for now, as that one comes in the possession of Jake Schrader's. Back out top for Helinski, who fakes a shot, moves into the circle. Now a wrister gets blocked by Matthew Schmidt. 4:35 to go in this period as this one's thrown ahead. A good job by Rosenberg to take it. He's trying to find a shot on net. Backhand to the middle. He scores! What a move! Ben Rosenberg! It's 2-0 Indiana.
That one's going to stay on the board. And that was an amazing goal. Toe drag, far side, slips it in behind Brzezinski. And Indiana with the 2-0 advantage.
If that doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what does. What a move from Ben Rosenberg. His 12th goal on the year. What a score from Ben Rosenberg. Wow. Beautiful stick handling. He knocked the puck down at the blue line, and it was all him from there. Moved through a 1-on-2 and put it in the back of the cage. So 2-0 for the Hoosiers after 2 pretty quick goals in the second period. It's been all Indiana in the second frame of play. Louisville trying to find an answer before the second intermission. Here's Bauermeister. Throws it around the net and gets hip checked by McDonough. Puck loose behind the cage. Still there, they'll try and throw it to the top. So here's Carl Drew. Still loose in the middle. Stiles stays in the right spot. And some hacking and whacking in front. Patch still there. Backhand across the net and couldn't find a friendly stick. Bauermeister throws ahead for Slavin. Slavin one-on-one with Nick Beeman. Moves to the near side. He's trying to put a shot on. He shoots. Blocker save. Still loose in front. Bauermeister can't get it. A whistle and a save by Brzezinski on the returning shot.
We talked about flurries of chances earlier. This is a flurry of Indiana chances, and they put 2 of them in. And these last 3:30 of the second period are going to be huge for both sides.
Especially Louisville. They've got to get back into this one.
They are dying to get a goal to at least cut this advantage in half with 3:30 left in the second period.
Well, one confusing goal, one very not confusing goal. It's 2-0, like you said, and Jeremy wins this draw. DiLorenzo's quick wrister that got deflected right as it left his stick blade. And DiLorenzo loses the zone as Jeremy has to exit into the neutral zone. He flips it ahead. It's batted down. Burke, DiLorenzo, and Jeremy, the top line of forwards on the ice right now for the Hoosiers. Forechecking aggressively as Jeremy almost comes away with that one. Flipped ahead, and Myers keeps it in play. Still there. Jeremy caught lacking a little bit. Nice hit from McClure, who gets tackled to the ice. And now moving ahead is Cooper O'Neill. He throws a shot on that got blocked by Burke. And And now still around the cage, under 3 minutes to play. Burke flips around and they'll go north with it. Gaining leverage is Jake Zima. He has a head for Jeremy. He's got DiLorenzo trailing him and misses the backwards pass. Dumped off. Now here's Burke. Near side face-off circle. Faces towards the net. Flips back around. Loses the puck. Tries to get it back out to the center. DiLorenzo's there to help out. And a scrum for it down low. Somebody's sitting on the puck right now. Not sure exactly who it is. And they're still hacking and whacking for it down along the boards. Here's Byram. Right side point. He shoots. It goes wide right. Merritt's there to keep it in the attacking zone for Indiana. Burke still the top line out. DiLorenzo cutting towards the middle. Cross ice pass. Shot. That went bar down. What a goal. It's 3-0. Isaiah Byram, the freshman defender who puts this one in the back of the cage. A little bar down swagger, and it's 3-0 Indiana. All 3 goals in the second period.
I was talking about how important these last 3:30 were for especially Louisville.
You called it.
And there's a goal for Indiana, and that, I mean, we got plenty of game left, but that really takes the air out of Louisville.
Well, we've hardly had to look left in these last 10 minutes of the second period. Styles in the Indiana defense has been playing, they've been playing very well, and they're keeping the pressure on the Louisville defense, and there's only so long you can withstand in your own defensive zone as the referee goes to the ground on the opening, or on the center ice draw. Kicker flips this ahead. Yeager's there, Chambers, kept in by Carter Grimes. Low for Yeagers, he gets checked. Still some more big hitting. The kick man over there on the far side in the half wall. Loses possession of it, thrown out. So Carter Grimes shot high up in the air and almost caught. Flipped away by Louisville. One didn't go in. Chambers trying to fight with Dalton Carl. Chambers comes away with it for the time being. And now Andrew Murray working the other way, a 1-on-2. He's got Bird behind him, leaves it for Bird, and it's corralled again. It throws to the far side. Murray has somebody there in the middle. That's Carl. Elects not to give it to him, and Louisville loses the zone. Minute left in the second period. 3-0 is the Indiana Hoosier advantage. Hoosiers looking for their 5th win in league play this year. Down on the ice is McClure. Bouncing puck, batted down by Brendan Helinski. 50 seconds to play in the second period. And Rock gets through. Rock, 1-on-2. Loops around the cage, fires it off. That one almost went in. It's still loose in front. As Yeagers comes away with it, gets booted into the boards and goes tumbling down to the ice with 30 seconds to play in the second period. Brandenburg throws it out for Rock. Rock corrals, looking for a pass to the slot. He shoots. It goes wide right. As Yeagers has to come off the ice. Good moves by Schrader to get through. 15 seconds to play in this second period. We still have 20 more minutes to go in this hockey game. It's about 11:10 p.m. here in Bloomington. Still in the center, a shot that got blocked. A good physical play by Ray Myers. And that's the end of the second period. A barrage of offense gets a round of applause from the Hoosier fans in attendance here at the Frank. 3-0 Indiana's lead.
That was an impressive end to the second period for Indiana, and they almost got a fourth there. Oh, it went off the post, off a Louisville defender, and Brzezinski was able to still make the save. But a 3-0 advantage after we were just feeling like we were going to get a close late one, maybe a 1-0 finish, but it's 3-0 Hoosiers.
Yep. Well, the goal scorers, I believe the first one, if I may be incorrect, I'll check over the break. Luke Slavin, I think, scored the first one, and then there's no doubt about the other two. Ben Rosenberg, a beautiful move to put the Hoosiers up 2-0, and then the cap, the third course of the 3-course meal of goals, the dessert, put bar down by Isaiah Byram. So a fun second period of hockey is in the books. We've got 20 more minutes to go. You're watching Indiana Hockey on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We'll be back in about 13 or 15 minutes. 20 more minutes of hockey left to be played here in Bloomington as the Hoosiers are up 3-0 on their league rival, the Louisville Cardinals. Andrew Hillsman, Ryan LaPedis, Matthew Mason, our wonderful cameraman. And that second period, a fun time if you're an Indiana fan.
Yeah, that was some exciting hockey, especially in the last about 5 minutes of that period.
Yeah, probably the last 8 minutes. It was just a total barrage, and we weren't looking to our left. Jack Stiles was relatively unchallenged for the back half of that period, and really credit to Brzezinski for playing as well as he has thus far.
Yeah, Indiana has been peppering the net for pretty much the whole game, and as you were saying, we were facing the Indiana offensive zone for a lot of the end of that period.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking off to our right here, and now I'll actually get some practice maybe looking to my left, but as both of these teams have switched sides, as Indiana again in their black uniforms with white lettering, Louisville with their Gothic script L on the front. Pretty sweet uniform combo we got here today. I forgot to mention that at the top of the broadcast. This is a really excellent uniform combo, but Indiana has gotten the better of the Cardinals thus far today as we're underway in the third period. McClure flips this ahead, and it'll clear the zone. No icing. And back and forth. Finally, we will get an icing with 21 seconds exactly played, as we're at 11:25 p.m. here in Indiana. Honestly, I wonder if this game will finish before midnight. I think it will. We only have 20 minutes left unless Louisville mounts a comeback, which, hey, they're a very good team. It's not out of the realm of possibility. 3 goals is a lot until it becomes 2, until it becomes 1, until it becomes none.
Lots of hockey left to play.
That's right. 19.5 minutes to be exact. And here's a 2-on-2 shot. And finally gloved and saved. Stiles has had an unbelievable day. And I don't want to give him the announcer jinx. It is a real thing, but he's been playing really well today.
He has been playing very well in net for Indiana. And
probably his best game of the year thus far, I would say.
Credit to Brzezinski in net for Louisville. He has made some great saves, too.
For sure. So a far side, a left dot face-off to be taken by Dalton Carl and Will Jeremy for the Hoosiers. This Hoosier team that started off their year with, I think, 7 straight losses, finally picked up 2 wins against Indiana Tech, and it was then off to the races from there. As Louisville strung together a really good stretch of wins. That's 6 in a row at the start of October. Won a series against DePaul, then against Cincinnati, and then lost to North Carolina to break their 6-game winning streak. And honestly, they've had a pretty good run of it. Only 5 losses on the year, and at least in regular time, only 5 losses. They've had a really, really successful season. They're in the top 25 of the ACHA D2 rankings. Here comes Louisville again. There's Noah Malcolm. Haven't said his name thus far today. Pass to the center. Here's Patch trying to fire a shot on. Kick save made by Stiles. Puck still loose. Thrown ahead. It went wide off the stick of Malcolm.
A dangerous chance there for Louisville.
Malcolm will rush for it as, again, we're still looking right. As this one gets poked away. Rushing for it is Burke. But finally taken away. Good stick handling. And now up the middle is McDonough, and a good save. Maybe it was a block in front. And it goes off the glass. Remains in play as there's still Carter Grimes down on the ice. And a whistle. Looks like Carter Grimes is hurt.
Yeah, he blocked that shot in front. He laid out full body and took that puck somewhere, and it doesn't feel too good.
Well, the second line right defenseman this game, as his teammates will go and surround him, as well, we're going to take a short break as Grimes still a bit shaken up. Well, no, he's getting up. I don't think we need to send it to break if we just pan it over to the center. Grimes up with the help of his teammates as Coach Dickman goes out to check on him. He'll skate off, which is good to see. But, again, physical play. The Hoosiers have done a really good job of blocking shots, and that's effort.
Yeah,
you got to work on that.
That's putting your body on the line for the team, and it was a great shot block because it was a dangerous chance.
It was. Yeah, Stiles wasn't in the best position to make a save, and, well, credit to Carter Grimes. He got it done.
We'll hope he is all right, and hopefully he can return.
I'll have a chat with him on the bench. We'll be back underway with some hockey. Here's Marich. Again, a 3-0 lead for the Hoosiers. All 3 goals scored in the latter half of the second period. There's Byram, who scored one of those goals. Brandenburg poked it away. Here comes Schmidt. Cross-ice pass. Rosenberg shoots. He scores! Make it 2 for Ben Rosenberg, and it's a 4-0 game early in the third period.
The route may be on here in Bloomington. Not going to jinx it. Plenty of hockey left with 17:50 remaining, but Indiana gets a goal almost within the first 2 minutes of the third period. And the bench is loving it.
Yeah, they're having some fun. Fellas on the ice are having some fun, at least if you're in an Indiana sweater. Louisville struggle with that. That's the 13th goal of the season for Ben Rosenberg. That puts him up to 23 points on the year. And his second today. Here's Matthew Schmidt. Rosenberg again still on the ice. He gains the zone and flipped away by Louisville. O'Neal takes it over the center. Stick lift. Good move by Rosenberg to dispossess his opponent. And sticked away by Stiles. Marich. And around for Byram. Takes it ahead. Throws to Rosenberg, who's already got 2 in this game. Trying to split the zone. He shoots. It goes wide. Still out for Slavin. Good stick handling. Keeps his stick on it. Now Brandenburg. Brandenburg loops around. Tries to push it to the center. Rosenberg still there. Can't corral it cleanly, and Louisville will move the other way. Rolling puck taken now by Beeman. And Beeman cuts through a couple of branches in front. Flip pass ahead that was meant for Murray from Carl. Couldn't come through. It's a 4-0 lead for the Hoosiers. Sparmeister takes a light hit on the far side. There's Urbancic, blocks one in front. Bauermeister trying to move ahead. Good hit by McClure. And the kick man will knock this one all the way over. As Will Kicker will stay on defense, trying to prevent a pass from going in the middle. Here's Luke Slavin moving the other way. Working around a couple of stick checks from Helinski. He'll do so. Loop back around. Centering pass, but it goes straight to the tape of the captain, Dalton Carl. Moving ahead, 1-on-2. Good stick move. Gets around, but it's poked away by Byram. Louisville corrals. Shot thrown on. Kicked away. Still loose in front. Louisville scores. It's 4-1.
Yeah, some confusion out front. Indiana just couldn't get it clear, and it's poked in for Louisville, and they break the shutout, and it is 4-1.
Looks like
Indiana.
It was either one of, I couldn't get exactly who scored it. It was either Andrew Murray or Dalton Carl. I don't know exactly, but it's a 4-1 game. Stiles won't have a clean sheet today. It's still a 3-goal lead, but Louisville still staying alive. They win the opening face-off after the goal. And Indiana's got to play stout defense for the next quarter of an hour to get this one done. Shot on, backhand shot. Here's Rock. He shoots. Still loose in front. Here's Yeagers in the corner. Throws to Chambers. Chambers, half wall. Back around. And Jake Rock looking to go tape to tape. He'll go Byram at the point. Byram fires a wrister, goes way above the crossbar. Puck still loose. Rock trying to throw it in. He'll still keep possession. Being chased by Nardi. Throws it low for Chambers. Chambers comes away. He gets checked amongst the boards. And it comes out to Louisville. Marich fights for it. Louisville clears. Goes off the stick blade, or off the skate blade of Byram, and here comes a 2-on-1, a shot that goes straight into the awaiting glove of Jack Stiles.
So we see a little bit more action here from Louisville, I mean, especially after the goal. Trying to get some quick ones to get back in this one. Still a 3-goal advantage for Indiana, but anything can happen.
Well, face-off to be taken by Jake Schraders, who is playing in his 24th game on the year. A senior from Greenwich, Connecticut. Moves far side, cuts back in is Beeman. Scrum low, puck poked out. And moving quickly the other way is the top line. Gives to DiLorenzo. DiLorenzo shoots low, and it's covered between the pads of Brzezinski.
So Indiana's still on the attack, of course, and trying to get that goal back to restore a 4-goal advantage.
It would be something if they can make this a 5-1 game, eh?
That would be impressive, and they do say the most dangerous lead is 2 goals, but 3 goals could still be dangerous.
Jeremy loses out on the draw as Burke's trying to keep this one in play. Goes out to DiLorenzo and a whistle. What was the call?
I believe that was a high stick.
I don't think it's a penalty, though.
I don't. No penalty. Just brought it down with a high stick. It looks like.
Yep. So it'll be looks like a neutral zone face-off for both these squads. Yep.
Yeah, it's just outside the blue line.
There's Will Jeremy. Comes away with this one as Louisville trying to rush for it. Going away to the middle here. Schrader's loose around, tries to throw it to the bottom. He'll do so. But kicker's still there. And Burke. Burke working with Nico Anestis. And Grimes plays keep away. Give and go from DiLorenzo as the referee has to duck in front of us. Icing called off. Now here's DiLorenzo. 2-on-3. DiLorenzo gets by. Gains his own offsides as Jeremy was too quick for DiLorenzo's cut to the right. So another offsides. Hoosiers have kind of struggled with that today, but still it's been their game all evening and all night. It's 4-1 in Indiana's favor. And that most recent one was Indiana's 100th goal as a team on the year. Here's Carl, flipped ahead, and now a 2-on-2. Jaegers moves ahead. Tried to pass it to Rock, who couldn't bat it down in the middle. 13 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Puck still loose in front. Rock there along with Jack Bowers. Louisville takes this into the neutral zone, and they'll flip it ahead. Big hit delivered by Chambers on Dalton Carl, the captain, and it's covered by Stiles. And that's going to lead to some more physicality and some extreme extracurriculars as McClure getting involved in it again. He's still jawing with Andrew Wiggins as sticks on the ground, a little bit of whistling, and
yeah, a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah.
Looked like Robert Bird may have been the one that put a shove right into the back of a Hoosier.
Well, I think it might have been McClure who started it first. He kind of bumped a Cardinal after the whistle, but you're right. Good eye on that. Robert Bird's going to go to the box along with Paul McClure.
And McClure,
it's
yeah.
Two offsetting roughing penalties.
And that's probably a good call there. They both
too excessive. Yep, I
pretty
agree.
excessive.
Yep. Well, that
looks
should
like
make it. It should still be 5-on-5 because they're two offsetting penalties. I think. That will be my guess.
I do see two.
Yep, no, this will be 4-on-4. All right. If I can count correctly, which I can. No, I can't. Yes, well, maybe I'll withhold my counting until a little bit, but Louisville has 5 guys on the ice. I think Ethan DiLorenzo's chatting with the referees at center ice about something. We don't know what, but.
Well, I do see 2 Hoosiers over by the box.
It looks like.
But there's only 1 penalty on the board. It looks like it's going to be a power play for Louisville.
Looks like it will be. You're right. So Andrew Chambers will be sent to the penalty box, I guess. I guess as there was the offsetting roughing penalties and then an external penalty called on Andrew Chambers, his second trip to the penalty box of the evening as the Hoosiers have a 3-goal advantage. 13.5 to play in this final frame of action here from Frank Southern Ice Arena in Bloomington.
Yeah, Chambers has multiplied his penalty minutes on the year
Good for him.
by 3.
Good for him.
He started with 2, and now he's got 6.
Well, kept it pretty clean thus far. Here's in the middle. Going to the ground. That could have been a trip, but they won't call it on Rosenberg. Now goes far side. Brandenburg working on it. kept in the zone, and Brandenburg delivers a check to Josh Nardi, and this one's cleared by the Hoosiers. 80 seconds to go on this power play. As a collision into the boards. And Louisville will go the other way. Taking it up the middle is Malcolm. Malcolm gets through, trying to fire a shot on centering pass. It goes wide. Went off the stick of Ethan McDonough, out to the point. Here's Beeman. Beeman goes away. Here's Rosenberg. He needs one more for the hat trick. He can't get by. And good defense to prevent the hat trick for the Hoosiers. Rosenberg looking for his third of the game.
Yeah, there's a good shorthanded chance there, but also just take some time off of that penalty.
It's a smart play. 39 seconds to go on the power play for Louisville, and Indiana again doing a good job of clearing and flipping the zone on the penalty kill. 30 seconds to go with under 12 minutes to play in this game. Hoosiers still up by 3. Good move from Rock to put on a forecheck. Delivers a hit on Beeman. And Louisville's going to try to go the other way with Andrew Murray. Murray flips this one ahead, but Kicker's there. Kicker, a good reverse hit, and this one clears the zone again.
Really impressive penalty killing here from Indiana.
That'll be
very aggressive.
That'll be the end of the power play. That one gets flipped ahead, and Louisville will be shaking their heads a little bit, as looks like it won't be offsetting 2-minute roughing. It might be offsetting 4-minute penalties, as McClure and Bird are still in the penalty box. Or it could be a game misconduct sort of thing. We don't know. But up coming the near side is Helinski. This one gets thrown off the boards, and moving the other way is Luke Slavin. Slavin one-on-one. He fakes right, goes left, backhand, tried to put it on. It goes straight into the chest of Luke Brzezinski, and a whistle. As now the fellas will return to the ice for the time being, but I think their days may be done.
It may have been that they did the offsetting, but if they came back on the ice, it would have been too many players.
Good point. Good eye. Good eye.
But
right.
Not sure how that was going to work, but
right.
we're back to even strength.
I think you're right. All right, anyway, the Hoosiers win the draw. Here's Grimes. Shot got blocked in front, goes off the glass, stays in play. 11 minutes to play in this third period. Hip check from Byram. Done successfully. Played off the boards for Luke Slavin. Flipped ahead to Garrett Bauermeister. Bauermeister can't corral it. And Helinski goes past him. And now Grimes will look to get things started. Almost loses possession of it. A good stick lift by Zima. And Zima pins him up against the board, looking for a centering pass to the slot. He can't find one. Zima takes it around the near side. Throws one low. That got batted away. And Chambers will pin his man up against the boards. That's Schrader's. Garrett Bauermeister's there. He throws it off the boards, and that's one's... Can't get to Luke Slavin in time. It's flipped ahead instead. Tried to get an outlet pass to Bauermeister, but it'll go ahead instead. Now it goes to Bauermeister, but Chambers put too much sizzle on it. We're halfway through this third period. Chambers tried to jump up and grab it, but McClure's there on the left side point. Around their own net is a turnover in the defensive zone. They'll get it back. In center, here's Chambers looking for a shot going low. In the slot, Rock was there. It goes out to the far side point. McClure does a good job to keep it inside the zone. Here's Yeagers working around the cage. He's got Myers at the left point. Elects not to give it to him. Goes behind the cage again to Rock. To the middle, looking for Chambers. Here's Myers. Myers can't get a clean shot on it. And it's flipped up into the banners in the ceiling and out of play.
Low ceilings here.
Yes, very.
Can't really clear it up like that, like you could maybe in a bigger barn, but that's going to result in a face-off that looks like is going to stay in the Indiana offensive zone.
The puck never left the zone, so I think that's the correct thing. You got to. There's definitely some quirks here. The neutral zone is smaller than its regulation is supposed to be, as the draw goes in favor of Louisville. Chambers couldn't win it. Now gets flipped behind the cage. Still controlled by Louisville, as now it's Myers who's going to advance it to Jake Rock. Middle of the ice, Rock gets clobbered right in front of us and shoves Murray to the ground. Murray comes away better for wear, though. McClure, now Rock gains the zone. Takes a toe drag and fires one on that went way errant. Here's Burke. Burke to the middle, tried to get a shot on, couldn't do it. 8.5 to play in this game. 4-1 still the lead. Hoosiers keep it in the zone for the time being. Burke still rushing for it. It's sat down in the center, and now a blindside hit given by Will Kicker, and we'll have some words about it, and that'll be a penalty on Will Kicker. He's a little confused on what he did, but that is
a pretty easy call there right in front of us.
We'll see what exactly they call it. It'll be some sort of trip or...
I believe I saw a tripping signal.
That must be what it was. It skates colliding and then something of the sort of things you don't want to see. But
yeah, he had his stick out to try to play the puck, and it was a little late, and it was a pretty easy trip call.
Yep.
And that's another power play for Louisville. This will be their 4th, I believe.
I think you're right about that. The second of the period.
0 for 3 so far.
They are 0 for 3. So, yeah, Kicker will go to the box for his 5th penalty of the year. We'll put him up to 10 minutes on the penalty minute tracker. Passes the center. Puck gets dropped low as it goes back out to the left side point for Nardi. Nardi shoots, kicked away by Stiles. Back out to the left point again, manning the offense. That one's in, a tip in front of the net. It's 4-2. The power play comes through for Louisville, and that's a 2-goal game. Looks like it went in off the stick of Josh Nardi from the point. I don't even know if it got tipped, but it might have just gotten bonked in the center, and it didn't matter. It's a 4-2 game in favor still with the Hoosiers, but 8 minutes to go. This game is all but over.
Yeah, don't look now, but the most dangerous lead in hockey.
That's what they say. It's a 2-goal lead. Top line back out on the ice. We're back underway quickly as the ref needs to get out of the way. He'll do so. McClure tries to chuck this one ahead, and it goes straight to the tape of Burke. Down low, he knocks it down, flips it back. Marich is there at the point if he can get it out there to him. DiLorenzo comes in to assist. DiLorenzo to the middle, tries to fire one on, still loose in front. Marich down low, gloved by Burke, but it instead slips through his fingers. Jeremy's still working for it. He goes off the boards and out of play off of somebody's glove.
Yeah, that one's into the bench on an attempted clear, I guess. But almost careless penalty taken by Indiana that leads to that power play goal.
I would say absolutely careless. I mean, that's just you're trying to nurse and salt away a 3-goal lead, and now you give Louisville their 4th penalty kill. Now they know what works, and they convert. It's a 2-goal game with plenty of time left. Louisville trying to advance. Will stop things up as Anestis takes it in the zone. He's alone in front. Stiles makes a good save.
The Louisville bench is buzzing. They feel the energy from these 2 goals. And it is true that the momentum has shifted. It's still a 2-goal lead for Indiana. They can still ice this one away. But we got a real game going on now, as it looked like it was nearly over when it became 4-0 early in this period.
Here's Cooper O'Neill. What a comeback this would be to even make it close for the Cardinals. As this one gets flipped ahead, DiLorenzo has to race to call off the icing, but they won't even have a chance to call it. Here's Jeremy handling it in his own defensive zone. Quick pass that goes harshly off the stick of DiLorenzo and now into the possession of Louisville. DiLorenzo picks it right back. Throws it to the center. Jeremy, he shoots. It goes over the crossbar. Out to Burke. On the right side half wall. Still controls. Looking to throw it to the middle. DiLorenzo wasn't there. And Burke goes to the ground. Wanted to play it ahead. Well done by Bird, or rather, I should say Nugent. And again, we also haven't seen thus far today. This one gets thrown in and cleared for a line change. Whole bunch of personnel change for the Hoosiers. As Chambers trying to fight for this one. Here's Robert Bird. Good move by Jaegers to send this to Chambers. Chambers, far side, trying to go low. He loops around the net. Centering pass, nobody's there. 6 minutes to play in this 3rd period. Jaegers misses a hit on Murray. Murray will go to the back of Chambers, and it's flipped now to Will Kicker. Line change for Louisville. 3 men will change. And now here comes a 2-on-2. Jake Rock gains the zone near side. He goes to the center, but it's gloved before it could cross the crease by Luke Brzezinski.
So lots of action in these last 5 minutes. Obviously the
say.
goals, but
yeah.
but I'm seeing some energy from Louisville that we haven't been seeing since maybe the first period.
Yeah.
Maybe early in the second.
Well, it was a 0-0 first period. We were anticipating this being a really close game. Second period made us think otherwise, but we might still have a game on our hands here.
You can imagine.
This one's intercepted. Ford, he shoots. That one's blocked, but still loose. Rosenberg, he's got 2 on the day. Far side corner, works through to the center. Ford's not there. 5.5 to play. This one goes up into the lighting, and they'll call. It hit something up there. Looked like it was some sort of air horn that it hit. And that'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Hoosiers.
I can't believe we haven't seen that more than just 2 times in this game.
Yeah.
It was, and they were just recently.
Yeah, both of these teams, I mean, obviously any of this, their home rink, and Louisville has played here plenty of times. They know how it is.
Seem to be forgetting in the past few minutes.
But every rink has its quirks. All right, Rosenberg wins this draw. Here's Marich. He shoots, deflected in front, still loose. And Brandenburg loses it. Nice thrown pass to McDonough. He gets around. He gets tripped. That will be a penalty 100%. And now the 5th power play for Louisville of the day. That was as clear as a trip as you're ever going to get.
That's really careless with the stick.
I agree.
Sticking it out there and basically giving the opportunity for, I missed who the Louisville player was that took that penalty, but could have just fallen down, and it's an easy call. And
I think it was McDonough who was the victim of the trip. But now the top line is out for Louisville. You got your best players on the ice. Indiana has to lock in and play some good defense here. Here's Carl Drew, the big 6'5" defenseman. Manning the point on the right. He loses the zone. And Beeman will look to recollect things for Louisville. Plays it off the boards. Controlled by Anestis. Thrown along the sidewall. And tipped ahead. A good awareness play by Ben Rosenberg. 1.5 left to go for the penalty kill for the Hoosiers. They're looking to keep this as a 2-goal game as Brandenburg is there. He loses it and gets past. Does Nick Beeman. Beeman goes low. Enters into a tangle with Ben Rosenberg as it squirts out to the far side dot. Back out up top. Carl Drew takes a shot. His stick clangs off Ben Rosenberg's stick, and it goes back out to Beeman on the point. Flipped low around the net. Here's Dalton Carl. No man things alone. And a careless pass as this one gets chopped up. Stays in play. Dalton Carl down low looking for a centering pass. Instead, it's Murray who loops around. 45 seconds to play. Puck loose in front. It went off the stick of Stiles, but it goes away for the time being. Anestis working with Rosenberg as he gets slammed into the boards. 30 seconds to play on this penalty kill, and the man advantage for Louisville. Rosenberg's still there. His right foot kicks out into the air, and Hoosiers just trying to clear this with whatever they can do. And they finally get it out of the zone. As Carl loses his stick. You got 10 seconds left on the power play for Louisville, and well done by the Hoosiers thus far, as there's a couple of players who clang together in the middle of the ice. Here's McDonough. McDonough gets dispossessed by Grimes, and the Hoosiers are back to full strength. Big hit in the middle. Puck still flying around. Almost lost possession did Louisville, and this one will go away. It didn't get tipped. Louisville wanted icing. They won't get it. It did get tipped, rather. Still down by 2 are the Cardinals. Here's Malcolm. Malcolm gets dispossessed, and that one's controlled by Drew. Played off the glass and batted down by Carl Drew again. Straight to the tape of Jake Rock. Rock gains the zone. Moves ahead, tries to loop around. He'll take his time. 2.5 minutes to go in this game. Louisville will probably think about pulling their goalie in the next minute or so. Chambers centering pass. Got broken up in the slot. Still there. Yeager's trying to work for it. A man on his knees. He gets the puck poked out. Myers is there. Almost gets back to his stick. And now Louisville with 2 minutes left. They've got to think about getting their guy out of the crease. They'll throw it in, and it's caught by Stiles. As going to the ground is Jake Rock, and Yeagers didn't like it, so he gave a little shove to Jonathan Patch. You got to imagine this is going to be empty net territory. It looks like Brzezinski is getting ready to head to the bench. He's standing up and ready to push off the net, but this is going to be an offensive zone faceoff for Louisville. Not exactly ready to do it just yet. And now, yes, he will, I think, skate to the bench.
Taking his time over there.
I think they're going to Louisville's going to call a timeout. Yeah. That's a smart play. You got 2 minutes left in this game. Ryan, what do you draw up?
If I'm Louisville, I draw up, well, definitely, obviously, trying to score, get pucks on net.
Right.
But the plays that have been working so far for Louisville have been the chaos plays in front. Got to get traffic in front, try to get a tip, get something out high shot, get a tip in front. But what I was seeing past few minutes, we had what I believe about 3 minutes without a stoppage, including that penalty kill. That was a crucial penalty kill for Indiana because that could have been a huge momentum swing. Louisville gets a goal. It's a one-goal game with a few minutes left. But now, only 2 minutes remaining. Louisville still needs 2 goals. Not sure, actually, if they're going to have that net empty at this point exactly because he was going over for the timeout.
I wouldn't be shocked if they leave him over there on the bench.
They could come out of the timeout with him still on the bench. They have the offensive zone faceoff, and you don't know what other chances you're going to have the puck in deep like that. But definitely shots out high, get Indiana moving, and try to get a tip out front.
The other biggest surprising thing for me is how little of a factor Dalton Carl has been. Indiana's game plan for him really well, and a guy who's able to pass the puck at an elite level has 24 apples on the year. He's leads his team in points and is third in the league in points, and with 34 coming into this game. I don't know if he's had an assist on either of these 2 goals. I don't think he has, but maybe just try to put the puck on his stick, see what he can do.
You would feel like we would be saying his name a lot, but I don't believe that I've been hearing you say his name very much in this one.
Not in the offensive zone of things.
And I have a feeling
they're going to leave the goalie out for now. Interesting choice. Maybe they're going to wait until probably the 90-second mark and see if they win this offensive face-off, because if Indiana just flips this into the neutral zone, game's over. Yeah. Brzezinski's ready to come out. And Ryan, keep an eye on him over there if you can. Puck's still away. And good thing he didn't come out, as that one almost shot out into the net. That's an icing call. Hoosiers don't like it, but I think that is icing.
Yeah, that one I believe was the right call, as we've had some icing calls that we've had to discuss.
Oh, yeah.
But that was a good one. And, yeah, Brzezinski is
he's
almost
ready
halfway
to
to the blue line.
Yep. It all depends on what's going to happen on this draw. And like we said, Dalton Carl the one to take it. The Hoosiers win it, so I'll have to stay in the goal for now. Minute 47 to go in this game as the Hoosiers ice the puck again. That's the smart play.
At this point, you'll take that.
Right.
With the amount of time that's left, you can run off 10 seconds for icing calls through the rest of the game if you really like.
And now they're going to have Brzezinski come off the ice. Extra man on, empty net for Louisville. It's put up or shut up time. They're down by 2 with under 2 minutes to play. And the Hoosiers' defense needs to stand strong for one last time. Carl to take the draw. 6 men on the ice for Louisville. Indiana throws it around. Here's Brandenburg. Brandenburg almost flips it down, and the puck clears the zone. Louisville will still control with 90 seconds to play. Here's Andrew Murray. Goes back to Murray. He almost gains the zone, and this is going to do it. No! Rosenberg couldn't get it done. It's still around the net. Hoosiers still have to place, or Louisville still has to play some defense. Rosenberg would have had his hat trick there if you could corral that one, and Louisville's going to move the other way. Here's Murray, puts a shot on. That one's deflected away by Stiles. Minute left to go in this game, minute and 5 to be exact. And that will be icing again.
That could have sealed it, but he couldn't quite get control. The puck was just out in front of him, and it was sailing just wide to the right.
So minute and 2 seconds to be exact left in this third period. We've had no shortage of excitement here as we're close to midnight in the Eastern time zone. We thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching from. It's always fun to have everybody listening and watching. As this face-off gets won by the Hoosiers, they'll try to throw it all around, and it exits the blue line and exits the zone. Under a minute to go. Hoosiers trying to salt this one away. They'll still need a miracle at this point. Louisville avoids offsides. Here's Patch. Patch shoots. Blockered away by Stiles. Down low, behind the cage. Flipped out to Drew. Drew down low, look to tip it on to Carl. Hoosiers need to get it out. It'll clear the zone with 30 seconds to play. Hoosiers rushing after it. Chambers is there, but nobody else is. Now 25 seconds to play.
As we welcome you to Friday.
That's right. Here's Byram. The Cardinals lose the zone again. They only have 15 seconds left on this one. This might just do it. And offsides with 9 seconds to play in this game. A real close call, but that should do it. And what an excellent day it's been for Jack Stiles in between the pipes.
You could say it's been 2 days that he may have been
well,
within the pipes.
Well, technically, yes, but
it has been an excellent evening for Stiles within the pipes.
It sure has.
With 9 seconds remaining.
Yep. They've put Brzezinski back in the cage as the Hoosiers win the draw, and they'll be content to throw this one just
into the rafters.
Straight into a light, actually, which thankfully didn't break. I think they have the plastic LED lights, which is probably smart when you're at a hockey rink, and, well, you don't want it to shatter everywhere. That would be bad. They'll put the extra attacker back out. Brzezinski's back off the ice again. Empty net, 6 men on the ice for the Cardinals with 6 seconds to go. Draw tied up. Shot from the point. Can't find anything. 3, 2, 1. And that'll do it. The Hoosiers win 4-2 off of 2 goals from Ben Rosenberg and 3 in the second period.
That was a really impressive performance by Indiana. Obviously, gave up those 2 goals in the third period, but the rest of the performance pretty dominant, I would say. And Stiles stood very tall in net for Indiana. A good performance by Brzezinski in net for Louisville, but Indiana gets the win 4-2 here in Bloomington.
Yeah, that's their 5th league win on the year. They're out to 500 now as the players will shake hands at center ice. As Louisville picks up their 6th loss in regulation, Indiana their 12th win in regulation. They move to 12-8-1 on the year. A well-rounded game from the Hoosiers. Stiles played great. He's probably my first star of the game.
Stiles' first star,
yeah, I would say I'd give the second one to Rosenberg.
Absolutely.
And it's tough to say who I'd give the third one to.
It was, I would say, I mean, obviously, it's a team sport. This was a very good team effort. Yep. Very physical from the entire team. Lots of hitting. I don't know. I don't know who the third star would be.
I don't have the assist numbers. That might help us.
That would definitely help us out.
But we'll say the third star are all the wonderful people tuning into the stream. All right, that's all we've got here from Bloomington. Final score, Indiana 4, Louisville 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. For Matthew Mason, for my color commentator Ryan LaPedis, I'm Andrew Hillsman saying so long and good night from the Frank Southern Ice Arena. Final score, Indiana 4, Louisville 2. You've been watching Indiana Hockey on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Good night, everybody, and have a good one.